Test, test, test. Test, test, test. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Let me just get rid of that one. Okay, so good morning, legends. It's a little bit early on my end, but I thought I'll get up and start doing some kit building. So let me move some of this stuff out of the way so we can get into the new kit. We'll move our little gantries out the way. And our drive-in, I think it's cool. We'll put that there. Where did I put the kit? Here it is. All right, I'm just going to move some stuff around. Just trying to get the camera. That's better. We're in a really tight spot here. I'm stuck. Hold on. I'm stuck. All right, that's better. There we go. Let me move some stuff so we can get into this build. I'm trying to be really quiet because it's actually quite early on my end. It's really early. So let's get into this one. I'm going to move this out of the way as well so I don't break it. We have to actually fix a magnetic racing kit as well, which came in the post when I sent it over from good old Australia. But we have to fix that too. So let me move that back. So we'll be building the track icons, which is from Miniature Motorsports in Australia. Nice simple build, so nice and easy for us to get done in the video. I might do a couple of builds today. I only got a couple of, probably half an hour, but we'll get that one done. Just making sure I've got everything I need, and then we'll get stuck into it. Just give me 2 seconds while I fire up the second socials. So we can get this done. It's got to go live as well. Oh, God. Okay, there we go. All right. Hope all is well. Good morning, everyone. We are getting into a build. I'll move you back so you can actually see what's going on. I'm literally in a little cave over here. So just trying to find the space is challenging. What am I doing here? We need to add. I don't know what's happening there. That's better. Let's build and chill. Let's build and chill. Oh, that one's going live as well. Hello, title display of other apps. Hello, settings. Here we go. Let's get into it. Appears on top. What? Add topic. I don't know what it's doing. Sorry, guys. Just waiting for this one to freshen up. Sorry, guys. I don't know what's happening here. My thing's frozen. Good morning, mate. Good morning. You the talk as? Yeah, I'm trying to, but it's playing up today. I have any issues. We are going to be building this one, guys. I am here. I'm just trying to get my other one working. But for whatever reason, it's not letting me do it. I don't know why. Device camera. Yeah, that's better. Yeah, device camera. Okay. Now it should work. There we go. We've got everything happening. So let's build our kit. These are directly from Australia. We did one yesterday. Thanks for those that joined in. Sorry, guys, I'm back. We're going to quickly build another one. We've built a fair few. I'll go over those whilst we get started. So we did the golf yesterday. Nice little golf. I haven't painted them because I'm still waiting on some paint. So once I get some paint delivered from Amazon, we'll be able to paint that up. So that was one we built a couple of streams ago. We also built, good morning TikTok, we also built some of the smaller billboards. These are all 164 to 187 scale. So we're looking at HO/Matchbox / Hot Wheels, hence why I've got those guys here. We also did a super cheap auto as well, which one's pretty cool. I'm actually waiting for the masking to finish because this is meant to be 3D. So I'm going to peel this wood section off here to make that look 3D. So that'll still be finished. Probably done it back to front. You really should probably paint the parts first. And then yesterday's stream, which thank you for those that watched. I think we're almost at 3,000 views on that stream. So thank you guys. The live streams have been doing really well. I do appreciate it. Those people that come along and watch. And the one we built yesterday is the drive-in, the Dramana drive-in. You take the front off and you can put a smartphone in there so you can actually have your cars at like a makeshift drive-in, which I think is pretty cool. We are building a walkway today on TikTok. So hello TikTok. And we'll get some digital racing happening next week. It's just been crazy. So let's put them aside because I've already built them, but really cool products. We're looking at slot car house / miniature motorsports in Australia. Australia, mate. So let me move these out of the way and let's start a building. Let's go. And if you've got any questions or any topics you want to talk about, put them up there. It's very early on my end. We are talking lots of new cars race. Yes, we do. We have lots of new cars. I've got a couple to set up. I've got to get a couple of videos done, to be honest. But once time allows it, I will get it done. We've been flat out in the old personal life world, hence why I'm doing more live streams at the moment, because it's a lot easier for me to manage the live streams. So let's build this one. Now, let me turn you guys so you can see. There we go. And we're going to build the Track-Ons bridge. So these are all made in Melbourne, Australia. I feel sorry for them because the postage to get them to me was diabolical. And they come as like a wood printout. And you can see because they're so thin, you're going to have some backing tape on here because they will just press out. So if I just use a little bit of force, these will just pop on out. Let's see. This should come out pretty easily. There we go. And there's not actually that much to clean up, which I'm surprised because normally there is. So a little bit of a razor on here, a little bit of razor on there, nice little clean up. And that's one done, but we're not going to use any instructions. We're going to raw dog it. So let me just press all these out. And it smells so beautiful down here. If you ever receive any wood burnt items, it smells real mapley. So let's get rid of that. A couple of little burrs, nothing too serious. And you can see, I'll show YouTube first. You can see this is how fine the little holes are, where the walkway is going to go. And you can see on here as well, just a little bit goose at SLOTCARS. What are you laughing at? What are you laughing at, mate? So what's next? I need to try and figure out how to put music on because I know listening to my beautiful voice isn't the greatest, but let's just pump out some of the big, actually let's pump out the big stuff first. Always a good way to do it. Get the big surroundings out the way. And then hopefully we can do a live stream. I want to live stream a HO track build, but I'm struggling to find 164 scale or AFX track here in Europe. Struggling. Like I'm looking left, right and center and I can't find any. Because I do want to build like a nice little diorama. We'll figure something out. We'll figure it out. We will figure it out. But that'd be a good live stream. Chip away at it. So be very gentle with these because you don't want to snap the actual part because it is so thin. So just be gentle, press it out. I feel like, who's that painter? What's his name? The one with the big fluffy hair. And he talks you through his paintings. Just a nice brush stroke here. I feel like Boons, actually. Where's Boons when we need him? So here's our rail. We can pump these little guys out. Let's pump them out. Pump these little guys out, which will then give us the inside of the rail, which is going to be a little bit tricky. Be super, super, super careful. May have to send you an AFX set from Canada. Yeah, mate, I can't, mate, I literally can't find them here. I really can't. It's so, I mean, everything I'm finding is from the UK. So, yeah, I'm hunting because I do want to buy, I do want to build a, I've got an idea for a video, but not that I can actually put out long form videos at the moment. It's been crazy. But I do want to build a table, proper table, like a coffee table. See, I just broke it. Shit. Got to be so careful. I actually just broke that. We'll be able to glue that back together. See, I've bent it. It's so thin. So take your time. It's so thin. Oh, I hope that's not damaged. That's going to glue. Oh, that's okay, because that's going to be like a template, I think. Is that going to be a template? We'll work that out in a tick. So let's just slowly push these out, because now I think I've done a little bit of damage. Let's move this out of the way. Ooh, oh, geez, I'm making it worse. He's going to be watching going, what is he doing? Why is he breaking it? Why is he breaking it? Time to break out the instructions. No, it's just me. It's not the product, it's me. I'm not the greatest at this. But it is very thin. I mean, it's going to happen, seriously. It's so, I mean, if you look at that, the steps themselves, how they've been cut, it is so friggin' thin, which is incredible. I mean, we do have to fix a gantry. So I did send some, Magnetic Racing was on yesterday on the stream, which was good to see them. And I did get a question during the week, did I get any stuff sent over when I left Australia? Now, I did send some stuff that were, which I built, and some of it actually didn't arrive. Some did, and it is a mess. So we will fix one of those today. It's the big light. Oh, don't do that. Come on. I'm trying to get these little steps out. They are really a pain in the ass. Come on. Chamoli. Just that one little nib. There's a little nib on each of these steps that's holding it in. Just one little guy. That should get him. Oh. Before I cut my own bloody fingers off. Oh. It's that tight that it's sort of not letting my razor blade do its thing. All right, there we go. Pop it out. Come on. So we got the new Fast and Furious. I did show them yesterday. For those that didn't see them, we did. I'll put one out. There's some eye candy in the background. Let me just grab those. They can sit in the background whilst I'm building, because they're a little pretty backdrop. An incredible little backdrop. There you go. You can stare at that whilst I'm building, because they are sick. They are sick. And we'll keep working away at this little step. I actually thought this was going to be a really quick build, but it's not going to be. It's going to be a dangerous little fumble of a build. Here we go. If I just twist it, yeah, that's good. So that's the way you get them out. Lift up, twist down. Here we go. Let's try again. Lift up, twist down. Yeah, perfect. Look at that. We figured it out. So it just swings up, twist. Swings up, twist. There you go. Now we've got it going. This side's going to be harder because I've broken it already. Swing up and twist. So that's one side done. Now look at that. Look how finely cut that is. That is a staircase. Like, oh my God. Yeah, the RX-7. RX-7 looks sweet. I'm loving their releases at the moment. I think the whole licensing is just awesome. I know a lot of people don't like it because it's a toy or whatever. I think it's awesome. Well done. Ooh, well done to Scalatric, because I think that's a good move. I'm hoping Carrera follows. I mean, we've got the initial D series. Realistically, they should be re-releasing that. I have asked. I'm like, please. I've actually asked, can I actually buy the mold off you and release my own slot car? But, you know, that's impossible because I've got the mold sitting there still, but they're not using it, which I don't understand. I still don't get it. I still don't get why they're not releasing it. Ugh. So let me just get this one out of the way. And if you're wondering why I'm struggling, where I am standing is literally like a foot by a foot. So let's get rid of that. So I've actually got to get rid of anything I'm doing. I've got to move it out of the way because I don't have any room to put anything else in. We are in the dungeon of doom. talking dungeons, I was actually looking at some Warhammer. I used to play Warhammer when I was younger. And I'm really in that phase of my life where I want to sit back and start building something, making something, hence why we're doing this at the moment. But I started looking at the Warhammer figures because also Mr. SLOTCAR House, he does wargaming tabletop stuff. And it got me thinking, I'm like, oh, I remember I used to play Warhammer as a kid. I was Space Marines. I loved it. You know, my son's 7. He'll probably get into it as well if I get him into it. I think he will enjoy it. It's, you know, it's technical. It's fun. You can build them together. So I actually did start looking at some Warhammer sets, which, funny enough, I can't get any HO SLOTCAR sets in Europe, but I can get Warhammer quite easily. So I'm like, oh, do I start painting Warhammer? I don't think I will. I actually want to really build a HO inside a table track, so like a coffee table, and have inside it a diorama of some sorts. And instead of having it as a working racetrack, I want to have it as a display track that sort of the cars run automatically. You can cover the tabletop, and then underneath, when you lift it up, you've got this epic little slot car track inside your coffee table. Now, it's been done before. Like if you check out YouTube or Pinterest or Instagram, it's been done, but I've never done it. And I'd like to see. Good morning, everyone on YouTube. We've got 43 watching. Hello. Come on, TikTok. Bloody YouTube is beating you. What's going on, Tickies? TikTok. Update on the slot car racing as well. I've been talking to people about doing proper digital. So I've had a fair few questions about when the next digital racing on TikTok will be. Very soon, this week coming up, I've got to review a set before I can actually start using it, just so I don't damage it. If you have been watching the digital Carrera racing on TikTok, we do have a damaged track, hence why I haven't been doing it. The digital changeover has been unreliable. So now that we've got a second one, I can put them both into the track and allow the first one to sort of have a brain of its own, which might be good because it's so random. And the second one hopefully will be working perfectly. So in saying that, next week I should have some time to review the new set I got, which is beautiful. We'll be doing that on YouTube. And after that is done, we can then set up both the Scalextric and Carrera. Now, we have an issue with the Scalextric stuff. The digital won't let me do ghost cars. It's unfortunate. It's just how the system is. It won't let me do 6 ghost cars like I do with Carrera. So I have been speaking to a group of people over here, same as me. They moved over here years ago in Europe. They speak English. You know, some are Australian, some are British, and they're happy to get together and do like a race night. So we'll be probably live streaming that. I'll say on YouTube first because it gives me more camera control, which will mean we're going to have real people, and we'll start that off with, I think, Scalextric first because we've got a heap of cars to race. So we're going to start off with the Scalextric racing. I'm going to get a Wheel of Doom. So what that does is at the start of round 1, you will spin the wheel, and that will determine what car you have for the day's racing. So we'll have a fair few cars on it. Then at the end, round 3. So we're going to do probably three rounds of 20 laps, digital racing. So that should be fun. And at the end of round 2, you'll spin the wheel one more time to see who gets the Joker car. And the Joker car will be something ridiculous, maybe like a 3-wheeler or something. So then you don't have a chance of winning. We'll figure something out, but I want to try and start that up, but it's a little bit tricky. We are coming into winter. I don't have any inside space to use, so it's going to be very cold. All right, staircase is done. We have damaged this one as well, but I think we'll fix it. We'll be able to fix it once we start putting it together. So here we go. Here we go. What have we got on here? Thanks for the follow, Seth. Thank you, Amy's. I'm whispering because it's very early. It's seriously early right now on my end. It is just 7 a.m. And in Austria, if you're extremely loud, people get angry. So we're being quiet. Quiet, Trav. So we're going to put this together. This is going to put our brace back together. This should make it more stable. We have damaged it, but we will now recover it. But look at that. Presses in. Boom, boom, boom. Look at this. Friggin' love it. I love this stuff. Look at that. And I've got to be honest, having that little press in was quite simple. Now, the tricky part, which is we're going to have to glue these in position, which I think I'll do that later. Our steps themselves, if we use, this is the little steps. I'll show YouTube first. Little cutout steps. We've all seen how they've been done before. Little cutout steppy. You can see here, nice little step. Do you get perfect cutouts? Yeah, you do. Like, mate, you really do. Here is the template. This is for TikTok. Here's the template. And we've actually pushed those out. Quite simple. Let me show you on this end. That's one of those things that I showed you that's pressed out. Look at that cut. Look at that. It's beautiful. It's beautifully cut. It's a beautiful thing. Just turn it so you can see a bit more. So now I think what we'll do is we're going to have to line this guy up. This is where it gets a little bit tricky because we do have an overhead, which will be a brace, which I'm guessing the overhead brace, where's the picture? So we've got 2 overhead braces that go through the top. But also, this is going to be a lifesaver. So, hear me out. Oh, no, it's not. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So here's our template. This is how we do it. This is how we do it. We put him into spot there. Is that going to be forward or back? It's forward. Yeah. See, we'll figure it out as we go. So that's going to be our template. We've got these 2 little feet. Unfortunately, the holes are a bit big. I guess that's for movement. He's made those holes. I'll quickly show you that. There's little holes here, which are your little guide indicators. So you can actually put your feet in here. But there's a little bit of play, but I guess that's just so you can move the material around. So that's going to be literally the width of our staircase, which I think that's pretty cool. Hey buddy, Lucy for Raceway here. That CU cover unit lifted the look of my track. CU cover lifted the look of my track. Do you... Hey buddy, Lucy for Raceway here. That CU, I haven't seen one of those. Where'd you get the CU? The CU unit? Is that for Carrera or Scalextric? I haven't used one of those yet. So this is oh yeah, I think I know what you're talking about. Sorry, no, I do. I've got you. I've caught on now. I think that was Magnetic Racing. I think Magnetic Racing did those. Refresh me. I believe Magnetic Racing did those. Let me move this out of the way because it's getting a bit too big now. Yes, I think Magnetic Racing did the CU covers. This is Slot Car House, so from Australia. I don't think they do any CU covers. Really cool idea though. Magnetic Racing do some awesome stuff, guys. They do some really, really good stuff. Really good stuff. So let's put our brackets in. This is going to give us our width. We love the width. Where is the other one? Where's the other one going? We had 2. Oh, no, we haven't. I've left it on. So the good thing I like about it as well, if the part is really skinny, you can see here, we've got a bit of backing tape. That's because if this part is going to fall out in transit, it won't because he's put tape on it. Same with the steps, a bit of tape here because the steps would fall through. So he does think about transporting, which is a good idea because you don't want to lose any parts because some of these parts literally just fall out. And this one almost did. So let's take him off. And then we undo the tape. And then that's our second brace, which is going to put both of our steps together. Both of our steps. Where's the other one? Here. I'm just doing a dry run. I don't glue these until I'm happy. So I normally build these twice. So I'm going to stand that up so we can get this in. So there we go. Just making sure I get it lined up. It is pretty fidgety. If you are building one of these, it is fidgety, but it's worth it. So that one's damaged because I've obviously been too rough. So let me just take that one out. We've got to dry run this side first because we've got a bent, there we go, bit of a burr. Once this one goes in, now we're good. Had a bit of a burr, All right, that's 3 in here. Just line them up gently. You got to remember you are using really fine bits of wood here. So just be very gentle when you're pushing this stuff in. I know I'm saying that and I'm breaking every single part I've got, but hey. All right, there we go. So that's our width. Look at that. It is so cool. I love this stuff. It is seriously. What you're making, we are making a miniature motorsports Dunlop bridge. So we're making a 164 Dunlop bridge. Mag Racing Kit. Yes, it was. Yes, I think it was. It was. So now we're going to put inside our staircase. So I'm going to stand this upside down like so. We're going to dry run our staircase in there. Now this is where it gets tricky because you've got to flex it out a bit. Again, I've done this back to front, but because you can't hold these staircases in permanently until you glue it, I want to dry run them in. So we just slip it in, then we let it rest, and then we'll be able to find our center. Look at that. That is sick. That is sick. So we do have some feet. So let me just get the feet happening. And once it's all glued in place, it will be magnificent. So that's the foots. We've got one more foot. We do have some steps to put in. I'm not doing them yet because that's going to be the fidgety part. Just going to put our feet in place, making sure it lines up, and it looks like it does. Nice. That's one. Oh, it is very fidgety. 1, 2, and then this side. 1, 2. There you go. So there's our structure. There's our structure. Now what I do like, it's been left clean. So if you want to put your own logo or if you want to put something on there, you can. But now the tricky part is getting the steps done. So this is where we actually have to glue, because even though we kind of know where this has to sit, when you start gluing the steps, that's going to give us the correct width of the staircase because they're only one size. So because they're like this, what I could do is I could have actually run some dry glue, but now I'm going to start pressing these in. I'm going to use this as a bit of a frame. So let me turn that around so everyone can see. It gets tricky now. So I'm going to use this as a bit of a frame. Make sure these feet are in like so. And then I want to start putting these steps one at a time glued in position, which will push them aside. Then I won't glue it yet. What I'll do is I'll take it back out, and then the actual structure with the steps will be glued, and then we can actually glue the faces on. So that's how I'm going to do those. Nice and simple. So let's get all the steps together. Well, when I say simple, it won't be because I'll screw it up, but let's just try anyways. Let's just get these in here. So let's move him out the way. And you do also have a face finish. So these are your face finishes. This will make sure that all the holes are covered up. So at the end of it, you're going to have a clean edge on both sides. So at the moment, I don't know if both cameras can see, but you get some dots here, which are your selector holes. Once you're finished, you're going to have a beautiful cover plate that sort of dresses that up nicely, which I think that's a nice finish. And also creates a shadow line too. Really, really cool. So there you go, that's going to be it. So I think we can start doing the steps. And this is going to be where you get to watch me struggle. Watch me struggle. Here we go. So I think we're going to do that as a... These aren't going to stay in there. I know they're not. I think... Let me know in the comments. We've got 60, 70 on YouTube. Thanks, guys. Oh, back down to 53. They're like, what's this dude making? Nah, boring. See you later. So this is how it's going to happen, I think. Unless... Let me try something else. I don't want to take it off its brace. I don't want to take the staircase out, to be honest, because that won't give us the real... Screw it. I'm going to double check something. So let's take the shell out. How good is that though? It's like a skeleton. I think if I start building downwards, I want to look at the picture to see what his steps are doing. I don't think we're going to be able to see that. No. All right, let's wing it. I'm going to dry run a step to see, because they're all the same. There's no one that's bigger than the other. I'm guessing it goes like that. Yep, that's it. I had a guess. And you just have to work your way all the way up. I do have to clean all those burrs because that's going to be an issue. So let's clean all these burrs off. Bit of a flick, because that's going to make it a lot easier for us to rest it on its seated position. Because these are laser cut, they're always going to have the burr on the inside because that's where that piece meets a corner. And of course, when you're cutting this really fine wood, it's going to have, you know, a straight edge or a right angle like this. It's going to be so hard to get perfect without having a little bit of a burr, which is the wood tearing away from its holding position. Does that make sense? Probably doesn't. It sounds... Hello, Emmett. Hello, mates. Hope you're well. I am whispering, guys, because it's really early and we do have other people that live in this building. I'm down in the dungeon, so it's definitely the loudest room. It's a really loud dungeon. So now we're just shaving the steps. I actually thought this was going to be a really quick build, but I forgot we've got steps. We do have steps, so that's where a lot of the time will come into it. And we are doing this without instructions. I've chosen to do that just so I can show how easy these kits are to build, because you don't really need instructions for this. It's pretty self-explanatory. Once you know what you're building, if you've ordered the piece, if you've gone, I want a Dunlop bridge, you kind of have an idea of what a Dunlop bridge should look like. So you know there's going to be steps, you know there's going to be an internal skeleton, you know there's going to be sort of a cover area. So I'm not using instructions. We're just dumbing it. I can be rough and just put these in like this, but it'll turn out pretty bad. So we're going to shave every single step. And while I've got everyone, what do you think of the new releases? Are we happy with the new RX-7 from Scalextric? What's everyone's thoughts on the new releases? I'll bring them into vision so people can actually see. We did just receive the latest, the new RX-7. I'm going to move this stuff out of the way because I don't have any room at all. And whilst I'm cutting these stairs, you guys can have a look at some stuff. There we go, that's better. Let me get rid of that. RX-7, let's put him into play. Hello, Andy. Hello, mate. Hope you're well. I think they did a good job. Okay, we can open him up so you can have a better look. Working lights, everything. That's the thing I like about the toy stuff. We did receive a heap of Revo the other day, which was exciting, but I still wish Revo had lights. Oh, I wish they had lights. And the BRM side cart, they re-released that. I haven't done the news for a while. I've been so busy, I haven't had a chance to do the news, but I'm considering doing it live just to get some of the main stuff out there, just so we can all have a chat. I want to get people's opinions on stuff. It's a bit silly listening to me saying, oh, I love this one, I love that one. You kind of want people to say, do I like it, don't I like it? It'll give the brands a good idea if you guys are liking what they're putting out. But I think we've had a pretty good, solid couple of years of releases from all the brands, though. We've had a fair few brands get back into the game. OSC, I haven't really kept up to date on what's been released, but I know OSC and SRC split. So I believe there's an OSC car out or coming out. I think it's a Peugeot. So that's interesting to see how they go. We had another brand relive. Was it Black Arrow? Is Black Arrow back? Someone has to refresh me. Another brand's back as well. I saw their cars pop up. I don't think it was Black Arrow. So we've got another brand that's back. It's a good bit of a revive. We've got Scale Auto pumping out track. We've got Fly Slot getting into bed with Scale Auto. They're getting the Evo 3s together. Everyone's getting into racing. I still think, though, I'm loving the digital stuff. It's biased, but I'm loving digital. I think digital's the way to go. Let's pump these little guys out. Yep, but wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. Live news, yeah, I'll consider it. I mean, I did stop it. To be honest with you, a lot of brands don't really care for it. They're doing their own news now. There's a big reason why I didn't continue doing it as much, because it takes a lot of work. And a lot of the stuff that, I find that's separate to other people who do the news. There's 3 major people that did the news. You're sort of hunting, daily for new stuff. And to be honest, half the brands that you sort of put out there didn't really care much for it because they're now doing the news themselves. I think Scale Auto, they're doing their own news at the moment. You'll see Maurizio jump out from time to time and he'll put his own stuff out. Everyone's sort of got their own social media pages now. So for me doing it on top of everyone else, it's extra work that I don't need to do. And the reward is that you guys get to know what's new, but I wasn't really getting rewarded for it myself, which wasn't the key criteria. It's just, what's the point? If everyone else is doing it, you might as well just let them do it, because it's a lot of work. The news was taking up a lot of time. It was good fun. I loved knowing what was coming out, but it did get you stuck right into the hobby. And I won't lie, I send emails all the time to brands. Still, some brands I haven't spoken with. In my 4 years of doing, or 4 and a bit years of doing YouTube, still I have never spoken to some brands. It's just how it is. Some of them don't really want. I'll say more to the fact that the English speaking side of it, they've got their own. There's a European side to it all, which is really big, which we don't really see much of. Now that I live in Europe, the Europe side of SLOTCARS is freaking huge. Away from social media too, it's massive. It's massive. It is so big. So I think the live news would be fun, because then it gets you guys to get stuck into it. And I wouldn't do everything. I'll just put up the latest. But I think the live news will be fun. Now that I've said it, someone will probably copy it. I say go for it. Go for it. Get it done. But yeah, it takes up a lot of time. It takes up a lot of time. And like I said, not everyone really cared. I mean, I had an email. I got a message last week from FlySlot, probably the first message I've ever got, asking for my email. And I've sent my email through, so we might be seeing some FlySlot stuff. I don't think we will, but we might be. But they've requested my email. I haven't seen an email come in yet. We're meant to get the first Scale Auto track set. They reached out to me, honestly, a couple of months ago now. They actually reached out and said, can we send you our new track to review? And I said, yeah, no worries, with a heap of new cars. And to be honest, I've never heard back. So that's why I sort of sat back and I thought, what's the point? I'm promoting these brands and I don't get paid to do it. Like, I literally don't get paid to do this. And I thought to myself, well, some are respecting it, some aren't. What's the point? So I get 8 hours back now. But I think a live version will be good, because it gives you guys a chance to say something. It gives you guys the opportunity to say what kind of cars you would like to see. When I was doing some stuff with AFX years ago, I would say, well, yeah, it's probably 1.5 years ago now. I actually haven't heard from them for a long time. This is what you'll learn too in the slot car world. You do get ghosted a lot. You do actually get ghosted a lot. They'll use you for a bit and then they'll go quiet. But I haven't heard back from them, but I actually had a video ready to go, which I never released because they said, please don't, and I never did. It was all the new stuff that's coming out from AFX. And they're slowly drip feeding that now, some of the new cars. If their licensing is happened, AFX will be releasing some really good stuff. But again, I haven't heard back from them since knowing the full list of what they're doing. It was a bit odd. I got an email saying, this is what we're doing. Can you please make a video? Let's announce it. So, yep, no worries. I made the video, sent them a copy, and then they had to pull out of it, I think because of licensing. And that was the last time I ever heard from them. I'm like, okay, you've told me all your secrets, but now you don't speak to me. What's happened here? So there's some really good stuff coming. There's some really good stuff coming from AFX. Really good, if they get their licensing up. All I would say, if you're an Australian fan, I know they're working very hard to get some Australian stuff. I wouldn't be surprised. Now I can say anything. I don't have a contract with any of them, but I wouldn't be surprised if there's a new Bathurst set, if they can get it up and going with Aussie cars. That'd be my sort of guess. I was never told that. I was never told about the Bathurst set, but I can tell you that that's the angle that they will be going if they can get Australia licensing. What I mean by that is like Holden and Ford. Holden and Ford. So that's done. What are we on to next? Let's have a quick look. What's next? We're going to do the steps, which is going to take a long time. Should I do that off camera? Because that's going to be a pain in the butt. I just want to quickly dry one just to see how it fits, because I'm guessing it's going to be, is it that in or is it that in? This is where I've got to figure it out. I think it's that way in. Yeah, it's that way. I'm guessing. Yeah, it has to be. Ooh, famous last words. No, it has to be. Yeah, that's it. So they're going to sit inwards like so. This is going to be this is going to be tricky, because I don't really want to glue it and it's the wrong way. So I'm going to glue one of them and get it started. That's probably the best way. Actually, we should probably glue these together too. So let's glue the base on. Now I might end, oh no, there's still a couple of people watching. Yeah, this stuff doesn't do too well on TikTok. I've noticed not many people like watching people do the hobby stuff on TikTok. YouTube, it's hit and miss. We've had a couple of really good lives on YouTube. The last, I think, 5 or 6 lives have been really good. I think the last couple of, we got up to like 7,500 people. I don't know why. I don't think my lives ever did really well, to be honest. But the last 5 or 6, we've got in the thousands. So thank you if you are watching. I know it's pretty boring. I would be bored if I'm honest. It's like watching paint dry. But if you are sticking around, cheers. If you've got any questions, if you've got anything you want to talk about, bring it up. Bring it up. Anything, just not politics. I don't do politics. I'm not really into that. I don't really care much for politics. After working in the government for so long, I know how much bullshit there is, and it's just like, I couldn't be bothered with it. And it's crazy. It's a crazy world at the moment, so as we all know. Crazy times. All right, so we've got that glued together, which won't hold for about another 10 years because this Uhu glue is really bad. Another thing, I cannot find any hobby shops here. I'm looking. I might have to open up my own. I actually considered opening up a hobby shop, but I don't think that's going to be something I can afford to do. By the time you start buying stock and all that kind of stuff, it's expensive, and I don't have the business knowledge. I'm just a silly content creator. Well, I'm not even that. Just a guy who has a little YouTube channel. There we go. So that's the first step. That's actually going to look really good. I'm going to see if that's going to hold it in place. No. So we have to actually hold that in place, or I might try and put the razor on it. I don't want to hold it in place though, because it's going to be sitting here. This glue is the worst. The glue is the worst. Hello, mates. Hope you're well. SZZ LXS. Hope you're well. So let's see how that one goes. Is that holding? Yeah, it's holding. So we are doing the steps. That's, if you can imagine, we're going to go all the way down, literally like steps, every single time. There might be some extras. I don't know if actually there's going to be some extras. But this glue does take a while. So the best thing to probably do is put a little bit of pressure on one side. So I'll just sit that there for now. It's probably not heavy enough. I don't want too much weight though, because it is only, yeah, that's good. That's good. So there we have it. Bye, hi. What a name. Hello, bye. Hello, bye. So that should hold. Let's have a quick look. It goes off pretty quick, but it's not the quickest glue. It's a little bit slow. Yeah, that'll be enough. That'll be enough. Next one. Then you got to do this 25 different times. So I do recommend, if you are building one of these, paint beforehand. If you can. I've never really been one to paint beforehand. I've always liked to, I guess, oh, we're out of glue. No, we're good. We're back. I always like to sort of get it dry run, and then I forget about painting it and just start building it. Oh, this is the tricky part, getting them all into position. There will be a way. There we go. Up and under. Done. Done. All right, so that's another one. They're actually going to look really good, and that will straighten the steps out. If you look now, they're a bit on the, it's a bit on the wonky side, but it will straighten the steps out after time. So that's that one done. How's it looking? Yeah, it's going to sit there, all right. They're not clicking in. That's me. They're meant to click in, but I'm not getting them in there far enough, I don't think. There's a little slot for them to go into, but it's, the burr is just a bit too big by the looks of it. And again, I don't want to push too hard, because once you start wetting this with glue, it softens the wood off. Yeah, interesting. There's a little burr, but I can't get it in there. We'll get it in the best we can. There we go. Oh yeah, that one's in now. So that's how it works. I really need some decent glue. This is really bad. The glue's real stringy. So there we go. There's a little bit of a build. I will probably do this off camera, guys, so it's going to take a long time. So I'll just put that aside for now because I've got to glue every single step together. But at least we know that once we start putting those steps on, we're going to get the shell done perfectly. So hopefully. Yeah, the connection sometimes cuts out, mate. I was looking at it kept reloading the screen for me. So unfortunately, sometimes the TikTok doesn't work the best down here. It works better upstairs. So I had to press it gave me a warning saying your connection's dying. So TikTok would normally end it on you, or you have to end it yourself if you keep getting the message. So I thought instead of trying to look at the camera to make sure it's not going to cut you guys off, you just press the button. Yeah, it's hit and miss with the TikTok. I find the YouTube platform's more stable for a live. The TikTok one, and also I've had TikTok close on me because you actually got to do a puzzle. If you've been doing it for so long, like a live, they will ask you to verify yourself. I don't know why. So you have to do a puzzle. If you don't do the puzzle within 4 minutes, that will then also end the live. So you got to continually look at the camera. So the camera's actually, the TikTok live is more meant for people who are staring at the camera because you need to keep an eye on your account. Because again, if you don't do your verification I think it's every 15 minutes, they make you verify who you are whilst you're doing it. If you don't do it, they just end it. But the connection's really poor down here. Running 2 live streams was probably a bit too much. So one of them had to go. But TikTok is definitely hit and miss. If you are going to get into TikTok live, it is hit and miss. You got to really find what people want to watch. And I find this kind of stuff, the real slow and I guess tedious stuff, not many people want to watch on there. Well, the other issue you have as well, when you do a TikTok live, you can't play it back. So if anyone misses this one, you're getting a pretty consistent audience here. Yeah, it's hit and miss, mate. It's hit and miss with YouTube. I think I was talking earlier, I've been watching some really big content creators lately who have been hit with really low views. Now, my videos, as we all know, if you watch my channel, don't get many views anyways. They never have. Like a couple of my videos will do really well. I think the biggest one this year is at 46,000, which realistically for my channel, that's a big video. I don't normally get big hits. I normally sort of feed the crowd that want to see it. That's just how this content works. But if you trick the system and put out content that everyone will look at, which we've done that a couple of times this year, that's when I'll get the big views. So I've never expected big live views, but lately we've been getting, like today's not too bad. It's very early. It's an odd time, especially for Europe, because they will be feeding a lot of this to Europe as well, and we're all asleep right now. Europe sleeps in. But realistically, the last couple of lives that we've done have been the best in the whole history of my channel. Hardly any of them are going under 2,000, which I've never had lives that big. Even when I did, live chats or whatever, never had them that big. So I think that's helping YouTube. I think YouTube has changed how they're performing. And the reason I believe that is, if you look at TikTok as a platform, it's all about live. It's all about quick content or going live. That's all TikTok is about. Because TikTok, Twitch, Kick, they're all fighting for that live streamer, where YouTube has never really been in that position. They've never gone, we need to jump into bed with this quick content. Yeah, we've got YouTube Shorts now. That does help. But the whole live thing, I'm finding that they're probably pushing that out more. Look, we've only got 20 people. Hello, that guy Ghost. Welcome back. We've only got 20 people now, but it might, if I stay on for another half hour, it might blow out to another 80 again. And that's what happened the other day. It's up and down. It's not consistent, but I believe they're throwing it out to more people, which they never did that. They never used to do that. Where TikTok, and I think you've been a part of some of these lives, Bryce, on TikTok, we've had up to 700 people watching. And that's insane. Like, I've never had 700 people watch me do anything, let alone, having a very small TikTok account. But that is hit and miss, because Recently, when I do the live racing, because I've figured out TikTok, the live racing is what gets the views. Doing this, what I'm doing right now, it doesn't. People don't want to watch this on TikTok because they can quickly scroll away and watch something else. And they can watch 20 different live streams in like 30 seconds. That's why the consistency on YouTube. Oh, yeah, that fast-paced racing got some great... Yeah, no, it did. Mate, it really did. We got 20,000 views in 1 hour. That's fucking huge. And compared to some... And I've never been someone who bloats, and I don't, you know, I hope everyone gets those views. I really do. But that also comes with its own issues because we've been doing it a couple of times. It gets old for you for TikTok, and TikTok stops sharing it. And I've noticed now with my content on TikTok, they've now slowed it down. Definitely, it's definitely gone to the back of the pack, because I know if I do live racing, hence why I've stopped for a bit, because you don't want to make it, you know, every single day. I get between 200 and 300 people, which is still a lot of people, but compared to averaging 500 to 700, that is a big difference. And that's where you can see the consistency isn't always the greatest on TikTok, where YouTube is all about consistency. If you can give somebody a schedule and say, I'll see you here at this time, people will tune in. I'm really bad at that. I've never been good at that. I've been good at going, I've got half an hour, let's go live. Or got half an hour, let's do something. But they've definitely changed. YouTube has definitely changed the platform. So I'm a big fan of Linus Tech Talks. I watch his videos, you know, since he's been doing it. I love the nerdy stuff. And he did a live stream the other day. He has another channel where he live streams about some of his, you know, topics that he's talked about in a long form video. And one of their latest topics that they've been talking about all week is how their views have plummeted. And now this guy's got an empire. He's like the Mr. Beast of the tech world. You know, he gets, you know, 1 to 2 million views per video, but now he's getting like 500,000. And for him, who runs a business, and you know, he's got 100+ staff, he's honestly seen the change in what YouTube is promoting. So for him as a businessman who relies on that as his core life, he's been affected heavily. Yeah, 500,000, give me that any day of the week. But for him, it's nothing. It's like if Mr. Beast got 1 million views, he'll be like, what's going on? Because obviously he's used to hundreds of millions of views. You know, I'll love 10,000 views. That's my goal. Each of my videos can get around 10,000 views. I'll be happy. Not that it doesn't pay anything. It's more the fact that there's 10,000 people seeing it. And that's a good thing. That's a really good thing, because you want more people to see it. So there is a change. I honestly can't keep up with it. I think the social media side of it's really leaving me behind. I'm really struggling to understand, you know, what to put out. And I'm not one of those people that want to do the whole, let's get viral, you know, let's put out the stuff that you've got to change. But also, I don't know, I can't keep up with the young ones. The algorithm for me is very, very, very harsh. So there you go. We've got the stairs in place. They look really good. They get creators addicted and make... Yeah, well, that's the other thing that people are pushing back on, memberships, you know, because ads are all over every video these days, which I get it. I mean, yes, if you'll go out and buy a product, and I spoke about this in the last stream, in our hobby, there's only a certain few people that would have sponsors. I mean, I don't have any sponsors. I've had sponsors, but no payments. Like, I never had sponsors in the fact that I was paid. I just got stuff sent to me, which every content creator who gets views should be getting stock sent. It's the cheapest. I said this, you know, 3 years ago. It is the cheapest form of advertisement for these brands. Remember the days when they made commercials? They spent hundreds of thousands of dollars on digital media, and now that they've got these little people, like, you know, 50 of us speaking about the same car, whether it's good or bad, is as good as a commercial for back in, you know, the early thousands. So the content side of it, yes, I think everyone should be supplied with content if they're doing a good job. Whether they agree with the content or the car. I mean, I've had some stuff sent to me, I spoke about this the other day, that I've never put on the channel because I was not happy with it. I'm not going to knock a brand and say you guys are shit because you've done this, but I won't show it because I definitely wasn't happy to provide feedback on something that I wasn't happy for people to buy. That's sort of my motto. If I wouldn't buy it, you shouldn't buy it. But it's really hard to find bad products at the moment. I have to say that. It's really hard. Yeah, pricing shit. I get that. Everything is, I mean, the world's gone crazy when it comes to pricing. We've got tariffs everywhere. We've got, you know, manufacturer costs. Even though stuff's made in China now, that's all gone through the roof, all as a sort of a kickback to all these tariffs, blah, 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 blah. So pricing, I can't get involved with that. That's not my, you'll never fix that. You'll never fix pricing. Everything goes up. Nothing comes down. It never has. My thing is, if you don't like something, the only way you can fight that is by answering with your wallet. You don't buy it. We are making, hello Nova, hello mate. Hey bro, you ever had a big woman? 220 battle story. What the hell? Bailey Johnson, have you ever had a big woman, 220 pounds plus? No. Battle story. What's a battle story? Do I want to hear your story? Probably don't. Sounds like you're going to get freaky on us. But you know what? I did say, put your questions out there. Hello, Nova. We are making a miniature motorsports track icons Dunlop bridge for the HO world. Whether you're a diecast car fan or you're a, what was the other one? Or you're a HO fan, slot car, we are making the bridge. We're doing steps. We're taking it step by step. Got him. I want to see what this guy says back. Has he said anything? 220-pound woman. There's some freaks out there. There's some real freaks out there. I think that's a big problem with social media. It allows everyone to have a platform, and some people don't deserve to have a platform. It's like, what the? But I'm interested. Tell us about your story. Tell us your battle story, mate. These are going together really easy. I know I'm just chatting away here, but they're literally just falling into place. Australian made as well. Check them out. Before anyone goes commenting everywhere, I don't care which brand you buy. It's up to you. This got sent to me to have a look at, to test it from Australia, and I stand by a fair few brands that do this. I think they all do a really good job, whether it's Magnetic Racing, Racetrack Scenics. They all do a really good job. Seriously, a really good job. But I would say try them all. Try them all. And definitely with today's topic, which we're talking about, Slot Car House / Miniature Motorsports from Melbourne, Australia. I like to highlight some of his ideas because he's been doing some stuff behind the scenes which I don't think have been seen yet, some of the stuff that he's trying to achieve. So keep an eye on him. But again, support who you normally use. Try if you haven't tried any of the brands, maybe buy a kit individually and see what you like. You never know. You're going to find something from all of them. There's plenty of space for everyone. Same as the content creators. There's plenty of space for everyone. There is space for all of us. A couple more steps and we're done. I'm going to see if we've got any spares. Will we have any spares? That's a good question. We'll be providing feedback. This is a bit of a feedback session as well. I like to build these and then say, hey, have you thought about doing this? But I don't think there's going to be any spares. It looks like there might be just enough. So I would probably be saying I will be adding 2 spares to each of the stairs. Just so if you break them, if you try and push them out, you snap off one of the tabs, you want spares. So I'll be saying, please add some spares. Please, sir. I don't think there is any. I don't want to say that there is and there isn't, but I don't think there isn't. There's no spares. Those look like big steps for 164. Yeah, I'd say they're a double step. I wouldn't say they're to scale. I don't know. I mean, I would say they're very close. I'd say most of this stuff is very close. I mean, I have to say I've used every brand now, and some of the stuff that I have used, it wasn't completely 164, but realistically, it will be a double step. I think it's more the size is what it is because it's easy for you to build, but let's have a quick look at it. But then once you put it together, you won't notice. Message retracted. Let me have a look. What was that message for? Are you being naughty? Are you being naughty, that ghost guy? I want to see what Bailey Johnson has to say. Come on, Bailey, what happened to your friggin' story? So now, the fun part. Actually, we might skin this first. Let's skin this first. Skin it. Skin it, baby. Skin it. But I have to say, I'm going to go out on a limb and get some people ready to clip my words here. My favorite brand, honestly, at the moment, has to be Revo BRM. They have this killed it. Some of their stuff is just, I'm loving their stuff. I've always loved their stuff. I'm going to say this once only. I don't get paid by them. I'm not sponsored by them. They do send me stuff, which I'm so appreciative. But at the end of the day, if I was going to go out and recommend a brand that anyone should try, it has to be BRM. BRM Revo are just incredible. Friggin' love them. And you know what? They're not the fastest car. That's what I like about it too. They're not the fastest. I don't think they're designed to be the fastest, but what they are designed to be is just a high quality beast. There we go. We've got the skin on top now. No, I realised that you were making. Oh, sorry, mate. Would look good in. It comes in all sizes, mate. So this comes in all sizes. Partly the reason this was sent in 164 HO. Well, it's not 164. It is. Let me show you. This is why I'm glad he's done this. He's done it in 164 to 187. So it might. Some of these might fit a certain scale. So it's not saying, yes, it's spot on 164. He's given you a gap because some of it might look a bit smaller. I mean, if we look at this one here, we've got that. Oh, I heard my son yell out. I think he's all right. Daddy! We've got this one here. I mean, that's quite small. Definitely HO style. Excuse me. And we've also got the Golf. We did that one on another stream. And when you put a car beside them, which we'll do in a tick, I just want to finish this one off. But if you do put a car beside them, they do look HO, but he has put it as definitely a in between. So there's no complaints because we know people like to complain. That ain't the size. Well, you're right. It's not bang on, but hey, but really cool. One thing I do want to show, I don't know if anyone saw this yesterday. I did bring it up yesterday. Whilst we're waiting for that just to settle, I do want to show off, because we're in the dungeon of doom. Ugh, these things are sick. These are DIECAST car holders. So I did show these yesterday. I show them every stream until we build them. I'm going to try and get a full length video out for these, because let me just get out of here so I can actually show you properly, because realistically I've got no friggin' room in here. That's where we're standing. Look at this. I'm standing between two friggin' tables. Send help. So these guys here, let me just tilt you up. These guys here hold your packet Hot Wheels or Matchbox. They slide in, and because I'm in Europe, we get what's called the short cards. They're the little card, and I'll be able to stack a fair few up all the way to the top. And it's actually designed the same as a Hot Wheels packet, which I think that's really cool. And further to that, what else we got? So that's that one, which I'm waiting for paint. We've also got, this is another icon. Because he's from Australia, that is awesome, mate. It is really, really awesome. This is a starting gantry in Australia. So a lot of the stuff that you're going to see from Miniature Motorsports are based around Australia as well. So some people around the world will be like, what the hell is that? But that is it's the Rob Roy starter. So that's where you actually start racing from. The other one I want to show, and apologies because we are, like I said, in the dungeon, is this one here. We got stuff everywhere. We got stuff everywhere. Is this little guy here? Let me tilt you up. I feel like a chiropractor. I'm just gonna adjust your neck, guys, and breathe in, and up, you're done. There you go. This one here as well, which I can't wait to build. And I don't want to build these yet. I was going to do these on live, but I want to paint these, and I don't have any paint, because these ones, it's the same. Got the J hook, which is like the die-cast car packet, but you've also got, this is for open cars, so they'll be standing. So I'm going to try and build, when I say this, I'm going to try and do that as a Porsche finish, so I can have all my Porsche cars on display that are out of their packets, and I've got some real rare ones. So I will do that, and I want to quickly show you one more set, because this is the one that I would hope, we might do it as a live stream as well. I think we're going to get more people watching the live streams than we are if I pump out a video. Stand by. Stand by, you crazy buggers. Hey, you crazy bugger. It is so tight in here. Oh my God. I will put out a Facebook video later on today showing what we've built, so keep an eye on my Facebook, and I'll do a YouTube short as well. But we've also got, if you've got a hairpin, this is sick. If you've got a hairpin, that is your hairpin section. So for HO, they do a hairpin, which I think this fits. Yes, it does. It fits completely in there. Look at that. So we will definitely build that as well. And you can actually see the figure. There's a figure on there. Hope you can see that. So it kind of shows you the size. So that's the hairpin. Awesome. I can't wait to build that. That is sick. Absolutely sick. And this is over the track. So that goes over your track. So the track will go this side. So in here, and that's like your flag waver. So that's a really cool, like a half gantry or whatever you want to call it. Again, these are all HO. He sent me just HO stuff. It cost him a fortune. I feel so bad. The postage killed him, and I really feel bad. And this is the one that I did want to do as a full-blown YouTube video, but I think when I get some paint, we'll build this one live and just keep building it. It's a Porsche building. So that's a Porsche display. So if you've got Porsche cars, you build that as a workshop slash car yard, I guess you can call it. That is sick. So I'm going to paint that completely white. I'm going to get some plastic film and put some plastic. I'm going to try and make it into like a miniature model. I'm not the greatest at that, but I'm going to try. But we might do that live and just do that step by step and just take my time, because I do like chilling. I do like kicking back doing these. If you guys like watching them, if you want to join me on the live, let me know, because I will get back into using StreamYard so I can have guests. But I just want to make sure people are enjoying it before I do that. So there's a couple. I want to quickly show you what the short card was. This is a short card for those that are playing at home. In Europe, other than this is called a standard Matchbox, also the same for a standard Hot Wheels. The big difference is Matchbox points this way, Hot Wheels points that way. They both come on what's called a short card here in Europe. The only reason we get a long card, which is a longer version, is if it's something other than the standard vehicles. So there's 125 standard cars a year, all short card. There's 250 standard Hot Wheels every year, only short card, but then the sets all come long card. So we do get both, but mostly on your findings at a shop, you'll find the short card stuff. So those little holders are going to be cool. So let's have a look. We haven't stuck him in, but you can now see we've skinned him. So he's got the skeleton. The skeleton's inside. You can have a look at that. It looks really, really nice. We haven't glued that yet, so that will still slip out. But what I want to do is put the feet in, because now it's going to fit much better. Now, I don't think I'm going to glue this in, because it's not really something I need to glue in straight away. I reckon I'm going to leave. Ooh, can I fit that in? It's a tight fit. It's a tight fit. It actually is a tight fit. Let me have a look. You're going to see my ugly mug for a second here, guys. Is it in? Heard that before. Let's have a look. There we go. So I'm not, actually, you know what? I'm not going to glue that in. I'm going to leave the skeleton, which is the staircase we just did. I'm going to leave that just pressed in, because that's really holding it in nice and tight. Seriously tight. So that's enough to hold it together, and we'll just glue everything else around it. That's cool. It looks so good. If anyone's a 3D printer and want to send me some figures, please do. I don't have any figures. I want to dress this right up. I don't have a 3D printer. So those feet are now literally pressing together with heaps of force. So I'm going to see if I can get you guys back down. So these are now, if I lift it up, here we go. If I lift it up, it shouldn't fall off. Look at that. So they're now pressing really tight, which is holding the skeleton together, which is what we want to see. I might put you guys on this side because the lighting's better. Sorry for the moving around. Yeah, there we go. Lighting's much better. So now let me show you, because we've got a light over here. So if I hold that up, you can see that's holding the staircase. So we won't glue that yet. What we will do, though, is we're going to line up our skins, which is going to be quite simple, because it's going to only fit a certain spot. So what we'll do is, do we need to glue it? Yeah, we do. So let's drop that down. I'm going to now just do a bit of a wavy glue. Now remember, if you want to learn this stuff, go check out Boons' channel. I'm a big supporter of Boons. He hasn't been on much lately. Life does get in the way, but he is the man when it comes to doing this. And of course, and I don't expect a shout out from any of them, but I do like to shout out the artists in our group. Also Nemus, he's really good at building model cars. He's really, really good. If you haven't followed those two, of course, Boons, absolute legend. If you follow me, you've probably been following him for his YouTube time. So let's spin that around. This is a really good build. So this while we've got a fair few people in here, we are building SLOTCAR House. If you are in Australia, check him out. I'm going to say this 20 times. Whether you're using racetrack scenics, whether you're using magnetic racing, whether you're using SLOTCAR House, I recommend giving them all a shot. It's really good to try the brands to see what suits you best. And let me tell you, what I like about those brands individually, they all make something different. They all make something that each other don't make. And that's a good thing, because then you can spread the love. So give this a try. If you are in Australia, definitely give it a try, because it is made in your backyard. And if they've got something you like, try it out. Every size is done via him. So we're talking SLOTCAR House now at the moment. Every size is done, whether you want 124. Also, if you've got something, a project that you want done, send it to him, because he can do it. He can do it. He's very smart. I probably should say, we almost teamed up before I flew out. I'll let that dry for a tick and talk some shit. Before I flew out to Europe, I got offered a job to do a job for Red Bull. I think some people know about this. For Red Bull Australia, they actually reached out to me to build them a slot car track for the F1 2025 race. Yes, the one that just happened. Unfortunately, we flew out 3 or 4 days after, so I could have taken it on, but we were working around it, and I was in conjunction of getting some products built for Red Bull with him. So that's how much I trusted him. Stand by, just chucking some rubbish out. We'll build another kit too, because that was a quick one. So I was using him as a designer as well, and also, of course, I reached out to Magnetic Racing too to see if they could help on some projects if it went through, and unfortunately it didn't, because more me than Red Bull. But we were definitely building a digital racing slot car track exhibition for them, but it just didn't happen. More for me. So the reason I'm saying that is I do trust these brands, both Magnetic Racing and SLOTCAR House, which is Miniature Motorsports as well. I did speak to both of them, consulted with them about the project, and if it was going ahead, I would have been using both of them. Again, respect all the brands where you can. So that is done. So that's one of them done. I'm going to bring some of the products out now and show you what we've built over the last couple of days. So let's do a bit of a showcase. Let's move the RX-7. Actually, let's have a quick look at the RX-7 just before we go. Look at that. Get stuffed. How good is it? I keep looking at it because I cannot believe they've done the rims. I can't believe they've actually mimicked the rims. And I remember in the video, in the movie, I freaking hated these rims because they look like daggers. If you have a quick look at them, they look like little freaking throwing knives. But no, oh yeah, sorry, I saw the question. But they've done it, which now I love it because it's nostalgia. Let's put that away quickly. Let's bring out some of the stuff we've built. So 1/164 scale HO Dunlop bridge. Without the Dunlop, it's the style. Being dressed up so you can do what you want. We will paint this up. I love it in raw because I'm going to have a little display here because I'm in the dungeon. We've also got the Golf. We've got the Golf. I'm going to get some cars out just to show you the size. We've got the Golf. So there we have it next to the 1/64 scale Audi from Hot Wheels. So you can see what that looks like next to the Golf. We also built these little billboards, which I might have to get my logo made up for those. I might have to reach out to them and say, hey, can you print me off some stickers? They're really cool. I like the shadow board, a really nice design too, a nice little feature. I think having a flat board is a little bit dead. I think it's an old-fashioned style. I think having a shadow board now is necessary. Let me know what you think in the comments, but that shadow boarding is really, really nice. I didn't find a backing plate. What I mean by that is it's a fascia plate, a cover plate, which normally dresses up. So I've actually kept this piece because I might cut that to suit inside here so it looks nicer, but realistically that's ready for you to put something there like a sticker. But I will probably cut off this board as good as I can because I'm hopeless and fit that inside the border. So then, but the reason I think he's done this, and I actually got to say this, I believe he's done it, is if I fill that in, you might as well just put a flat sheet. But what I could have done is I could have put this in front, cut it to size, and then put the shadow board over the top, which is what I could have done in hindsight. So there's that one. We've got 2 of those that we made. I'll bring over the super cheap Aussie icon, super cheap with a little lighting box, which I say this all the time. I might try and fit a little alley. You know what? I really should, because I've got to challenge myself. I'm not good at this stuff, but I'm going to try and find myself a little LED strip, which is not hard because you can cut them to size, stick it in there, and then run a light down the side and have that as a little LED light up. So he's actually left the box for you to do that, which is really cool. Both of them have the boxes. You can see there, boxy. And the big daddy that we've got to do, which we've done this week, is this guy. It's friggin' huge, and it's HO. Oh, this guy. This guy is, oh shit. Sorry for the swearing, but I don't want to break anything. This is the drive-in. It's epic. I love it. And if you put the cars in front of it, you can see how big it is. Look at this. It's huge. And the reason that's coming off, I haven't glued it because I might actually use a magnet on this. I'm going to use some magnets because I want this to magnetize onto the front. Ooh, famous last words. Because you can actually fit. I'm going to quickly show you. Let me show you the world. You can actually put a smartphone in there and have a movie playing. Ooh, how cool is that? But what I'm going to use it as when we start the digital racing in the future, and the reason I'm going to actually use magnets, because this actually goes inside itself. So if you look in the backing, we did build this live. So if you want to see this, check out other lives, we did build it. These little tabs here actually press in, so you do lose a bit of width. So it actually goes in further, and my Samsung is a big boy. I think the phone that you're watching on now will fit in there, but this won't. It actually holds the screen off. So the reason I want to do magnets is so the magnets actually hold it out just that little bit further for my phone, but it might work for yours. But that is really cool too. And smart design. Before I left Australia, he showed me some prototypes of what he was working on, of buildings, big suckers, and some of the stuff. I am so impressive with what he was doing. Again, very sad for me to leave Australia, because I reckon with a lot of people in Australia that I could have teamed up with, we could have created some pretty amazing content together. But hey, that's life. But as you can see, it all clips in, and you should really glue that, but I'm not gluing it. But that is sick. Beautiful piece of work. Love the structure. I think the pleasure of seeing this lasered stuff, this wood, I call it laser, yeah, wood lasered, is one piece makes it look like 50 different items in one. So that backing plate is one big backing plate. But if you look at it, it makes it look like there's like 30 different parts you've got to put together, but you don't. It's just the backing plate. So there you go. A couple of things done from SLOTCARS house. Very cool. We've got the bridge in front, which I've got to get some figures for that. So if you know anyone that does printing, excuse me, sorry. We're getting into the autumn season, so I think my allergies are going to start kicking in. So now I want to quickly see how many we've got. We've got 43 people. If you're happy for me to keep going, we can either build another kit. I'm going to put them aside so we don't damage them. We have got a bit of a shrine happening over here of all my SLOTCARS stuff. Let me quickly show you what we can do now. It is so cool. So I'm going to put all my stuff here on display, but we're going to fix that. And I did say magnetic racing, I did send some of my stuff over. That's completed. I did build this in 2024-ish, but as you can see, that's how I had to send it. It is damaged. So we can fix that now, or we can build another kit. Let me know what you guys think, because I do want to get this running, because that's got actually working lights. But unfortunately, a lot of my stuff that came from Australia from magnetic racing that I sent built is damaged, and some of it actually didn't arrive. So let me put these on the Shrine of Destiny. Shrine of Destiny. So put all this stuff over here. We've got our magnetic racing billboard up there. That one's a non-spinning version, but you can see my little stickers up there. We've got the magnetic racing version. I've got the boys here as well. Of course, please check out their stuff too. I did say this earlier. You've got 3 major brands now. You've got magnetic racing, Racetrack Scenics, and of course, the new boy in town, the Aussie, SLOTCARS House / Miniature Motorsports. Check him out. So will they work on 143? You can order them in 143. So jump on his website, take a look at SLOTCARS House website. I can't show you right now, because, or maybe I can. Stand by. Hold on. Let me bring up his website on camera for you. 2 seconds, guys. Stop being so pushy. Stop it. Yeah, you definitely can. You definitely. And if you don't have something, if he hasn't got something that you want, definitely slide. House. Definitely inbox him, because he will work with you on products. So here we go. I've just done a quick Google, SLOTCAR house. You can see it right here. Beep, beepity beep. And it does come up with miniature motorsports. Awesome bridge. We had that in Australia. I actually passed it on to a good friend. I gave him a lot of stuff before I left because I wanted to stay in Australia. But you can see everything. It is a epic website. Check it out. This is really new. This is a diorama base. So if you are into figure building or something, you actually build this little corner base and then you build it up onto it. No, mate, thank you. And of course, being Aussie, supporting, but like I did say, I don't want any fighting between any brands. Definitely support them all where you can, because they're going to do something. Each of them are going to do something individually. So I had this. This is really cool. The helipad that goes over the top of your track. I did have that in Australia. What else did we have? This is really cool. It's an underground subway. So that sits on top of your track and makes it look like you've got an underpass. That's really cool. That's a real smart piece. Here is the Hot Wheels display /64 display. Really cool. I can't wait to build that. That is a game changer. That is sick. Please support that. That's a really good product. And this is your wall hanger. That's what I showed you earlier before, where you slide your cards in. Porsche, there's the Porsche building, which we'll be building here. We'll try and dress that up as good as we can. What else have we got? Just some smaller stuff. Again, there's different sizes. There's lots of different sizes. Don't rule out any size, because they're all here. We've got this one to build. That's the PBR bridge. We'll be building that one. There's your corner. That's what the hairpin looks like finished. Really cool. Nice little close up. Over the bridge, we've got that one to build as well. We might actually do that today. Over the bridge. He's got working lights. So much, guys. And let me tell you, with him, his profession is lighting. So that's why he's incorporating lighting in some of his kits. And then he's got all the connectors for it that you need. Heaps of different stuff. This is I forgot about all this. So this is really smart design. This little thing here, the design of the latch, how it goes up and down, hands down, when I saw the prototype of that, I was like, I got to have the Porsche. And maybe talk to him, mate. Let him know I sent you. Just say that SLOTCAR guy sent you. I don't get any kickback, but I want to make sure he knows that people are seeing his products. Same if you go and buy something from Magnetic Racing or Racetrack, tell them that Trav sent you. That SLOTCAR guy, I don't get any money for it, but it's this good to know that they're watching the content and they know that they should use YouTube or content creators as their as their sort of avenue to try and get stuff out. So let me quickly show a couple more products before we build one more. Let's build another one, because I want to show you the massive, and I mean massive. Where is it? The Porsche one's going to be good. We'll build that live together, guys. If you want me to wait, this one here, this thing, look at this. Look at the size of this bloody thing. Now, I had this with levels missing. So the original design was not all the levels. It was levels missing, which looks just as good in 132. The thing was friggin' massive. And I've got to tell you, his designs, oh, don't want to watch a video. And it's not that expensive. I mean, that's huge. Oh, they're gone, sorry. I can't keep the same page open the whole time. As soon as you choose a product, it goes back. So let me go to a couple more. I'm getting sniffly too. I think I'm getting the cold, guys. But if you want to buy one of these, let me know and I'll hold off and we'll build it together. We'll build it. The cha-cha, that's cool. Cha-cha-cha-cha. The cha-cha is really cool. The Aussie bridge, the Oran Park bridge, that's really cool. Meant for the Carrera track. You can see there's a bit of Carrera track in there. And this basic stuff. I would do a YouTube video showcasing all this, but to be honest, it won't get the views. That's why I'm doing live streams, because then people can pop in and pop out as they please. That is really cool. That's a new arrival. I do like that. It's an open face pits. Really like that. The Winton Raceway. So a lot of it is Australian based because it is Aussie. We have that. The twin drive-in. We do have that. Let me quickly turn. If you're just joining, we did build that. There it is. The drive-in. We've built a couple of things. What else we got? I think that's about it. Available in 164. A lot of these are. There you go. That one is huge. That's a 4-lane. That's a 4-lane. That's massive. So it's not just one. It's not just HO. There's a helicopter. So I had that in my collection in Australia. There's the massive bridge. I want that. Look at that. Imagine having that as just, I will actually, you know what I want to do? I want to get that and put that on my wall. So that'd be really, really cool as a side project to take off one side of the face. So this here, take off a half box on each side. So leaving just that flat section and taking the 3 sides off and then putting that on your wall as a display. Let me quickly sell the picture. On that wall there, you'll have this and you'll have some slot cars on display as a half gantry wall. That'd be sick. What's your thoughts on that? Anyways, there you go. So that's it. Slot car house. Check him out. Australian made. Really, really cool. I love it. Loving his stuff. Hence why we're building it live, because if there's any issues, you will see it because I'm not that great. Let's start one more. We'll see if we finish it. I've got my young fella upstairs. So I don't want to go for too long, but let me see if there's something quick we can build that I think we can get done really quickly. We'll start this. It's more steps. Let's start this one. And then I think if we don't finish it, we will in another stream, of course. Have a drink of water. 54 people watching. Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. I really do. Thank you for stopping by. We've had some really good lives lately. My lives have done better than my videos, so I do appreciate those that stop by. We do chat about everything slot car related. If you've got any questions, I'm still in contact with some brands. I don't talk to every brand. So if there's anything from the major toy brands, I would say, so Carrera, Scalextric, I have a really good relationship with. I like to have a relationship with the 2 toy brands because I think they're the ones that influence change in the hobby. They're the ones that make sure that all the other brands get to be alive. That's what I would say, because if you start the hobby, the 2 brands that you remember and know are Carrera, Scalextric, and I will say SCX and the rest of it, but of course, the big ones are Scalextric, Carrera. So when they start innovating, the others can sort of have some legs, because when you get into the hobby, you'll go straight to the toy brands first, like this little sucker, whilst I'm talking so you can see. Let's get 2 out. Let's get another one out so you can see, because I don't want to give just love to one brand. Hold on. I've got too many things next to me that I can't actually reach. Let's get a couple of cars out quickly, because we've got some new ones sent to us. So when we'll have a quick chat before we build. So with the new toy stuff, with the toy brands, of course, when you first join the hobby, pretty much the big one that you remember is Scalextric. So you'll come back as a kid and go, oh, I remember Scalextric, or it might be Carrera. You might go, oh yeah, I remember Carrera, especially in Australia. And then what happens after that is you'll normally then get deeper into the hobby, and then you'll start racing. This is normally the evolution of a slot car fanatic. You'll start racing, and then you'll start getting into brands like, where are we? Like Revo. Let's just use Revo as an example. Brand new car. We might as well showcase it while we're here. And then you'll go, oh, what else is out there? And you'll start searching, and then you'll have a Revo slot. And that's why I say the toy brands are so important, because if you don't know the toy brands first, unless you're in the hobby, you won't know about these guys, because they're not promoted on a bigger scale like the toy brands. The toy brands have the money, they've got the advertising power, I guess, and the history. And then once you get into the hobby, it's these brands that start benefiting as well, because you start buying I will say, the better racing cars, the hobby grade. Yes, let's get some people angry by using the hobby word, because in my opinion, we do have 2 types of cars. We've got hobby and we've got toy cars. It's like every other hobby. You've got a hobby brand, which is suited better for, I don't care about price. Price to me is irrelevant these days. It used to be price. You used to buy a toy brand, it was really cheap. And then you'll buy a hobby brand, which is expensive, but everything's expensive now. So my opinion on the hobby versus toy car, the toy car is meant for one purpose, is going on track, staying on track, and being fun. The hobby style is beneficial for being worked on, for being altered, upgraded, tinkered with, and of course the big one, raced. And that's why I say that there is 2 brands. A lot of people just say they're all toys. I don't agree. But that's my opinion, of course. But lately, if you notice in the world, if you have an opinion, you might get shot, which is not good. The world's gone crazy. But because I guess having Australian in me, I don't care. I think everyone should have an opinion. And if you don't agree with me, I think that's good. You shouldn't agree with me, because I could be wrong. But that's how I look at it. And I reference our hobby alongside, I keep dropping pieces, sorry guys. I reference our hobby, the Porsche, and I reference our hobby alongside every other hobby. That's how I sort of gauge what we are doing in the slot car world. And I've said this before in all the other streams, I always gauge how it's tracking, what the trends are, and that's where I sort of get my, I guess, market research, I guess you'll call it. Not really. I'm not a market research person, but it's not hard to figure out what should be trending. So that's why I like doing some stuff with the toy guys, because you got to be careful though. If you give away too many ideas, which I've noticed over the last couple of years, to the brands, this is to the brands, they will use those ideas and you would never hear anything as a thank you. Seriously, of course it happens in every hobby, but I do keep a lot of my own thoughts and ideas now close to my chest, because I know even with the big brands, and I'll say the big two as well, you don't want to give them too much unless you're being paid by them, which I'm not. You don't want to tell them too much because they've got people employed that should be doing that. They should know that. They should know what is trending. And if they're not looking in the right areas, if their market research is looking in the wrong area, or they're lazy, well, that's bad. That's bad market research. So I've slowed down on telling them what I believe should be next. Not that it matters, but I think having 30 years collecting every kind of toy you can think of, and still to this day being involved in a lot of different hobbies, whether it's me collecting video games or model cars or Funko Pop or whatever, I think knowing what is fashionable is really the key. And then I find whatever the big brands can do, the smaller brands, the boutique brands, the hobby grade, they can kind of take a bigger risk. They can go, all right, we're going to try, for example, the new RX-7. Oh, what a move. That is so cool from Revo. Bloody oath. Get any RX-7 any day, where the big brands might slowly come around. But I'm happy that we are seeing Fast and Furious. It's a really overused license. I wouldn't say it's a hard license to get. I'm guessing that, but I'm going to say it's not, because Hot Wheels has bled that thing dry for a very long time. So I don't think it's a very hard license to get, but I think it's a necessary one for the younger crowd, especially the nostalgia. Because I would say the key market right now to capture would be the 35 to 45, which is my era. And the reason I say that, it's very hard to capture anything younger at the moment because of TikTok, video games. But if you can capture some of the young money, we're all adults now, we've all got nostalgia. If you can keep capturing that 35 to 45 range, every 10 years when it recycles, I think that's where you have a successful business in the toy world. If you can capture, 10 to 25, you're killing it, because they're going to buy. That's the present stage where you get presents. But I think if anyone's got money, it's our era, it's our time now. So that's why I kind of focus what would I recommend to them? Not that I do anymore, but what would I think our age would like? That's nothing against any older people. I do say that this hobby is aging dramatically. It is really, really aging. It's to the point where I'm starting to push digital. I hope a lot of other people start looking at the digital side of it as well, because if we don't push that now, once the originals, which I love them for keeping this hobby going, we've got to respect that. They've kept this hobby going for us to enjoy, and forever will be top tier legends in my opinion. But the digital side wasn't really accepted. It's very old now. The digital has been out since 2005. Like we're 20 year anniversary of digital in the hobby. 20 years. So I think definitely it's time to give the digital a push. But I think for me, it might be too late. It's a lot of work. It is a lot of work. I won't lie. It's a lot of work. But we'll keep trying. So there we go. We've got our next set ready to rock and roll. I think that was everything. This one's going to be just as a pain in the bum as the other one. Let me quickly do a quick timestamp, because I've got to see how we're going. Ooh. Gen X. Yeah, Gen X. Of course. We are. Is that us? I can't remember. Again, I wasn't being rude to anyone that's older than me, because again, you guys are the one that kept it going, not me. So this one's going to be, I think, going to be a bit easier to build because we've got punch-out holes. So we are building the Watkins Glen. We won't finish this one today because I do have to jump off soon. I've got a young fella upstairs that I probably should be monitoring a bit more. And we've got a soccer tournament on today. So we will just slowly build this up to see what it looks like. And then I think we'll finish it maybe on a stream tonight. If you don't mind sharing this, guys, because some people won't be awake. They might want to watch it. They might find it interesting. Yeah, they might enjoy it. And also, before I go, if you want to check out any of the products that I've played with today, check out SLOTCARS House. We have checked out his website. So if you are just joining now, please scan back. I did jump on his website. And of course, if you can't find something that he does, ask him. And also, you've got some other brands that you can take a look at too. Excuse me, Magnetic Racing, Racetrack Scenics. They all do some incredible stuff. Hopefully they can do something that you like. So I'm doing this one a bit different. I don't always build these the same, but I'm just trying to see how big this structure. Look at that. It holds together. So we're going to dry run it. I dry run everything. And if this can hold together being dry run, it's a good product. And it will. This is engineering, remember. These guys, all the brands who do this are basically engineers because it really is that involved. I'm guessing that's going to go through like this. Yeah, that's it. It's going to hold itself there. There's going to be a structure that holds that into place. And then you're going to get yourself some feet. So I think the easiest way to do that would be to find the footsies. Here it is. So I'm going to find the footsies. Let's take him out. And this is going to give us our proper length. And again, no instructions. You don't really need to do instructions. Some kits you do. If you are struggling, again, I'm happy to help if people want to reach out to me via my email. If you do buy a kit and you are struggling, it is very simple to follow the picture. I'm not using any instructions at all. I like to try and do that where I can just to show you how easy these kits are, and they should be, but not that they're easy. They're still well polished, like really well polished. I don't know if that's going to sit up on top of the ridge or not, but we'll see. So that's kind of going to be our skeleton. That's what it's looking like. If I can move that into camera shot. So there you go. All right, guys, I might jump off now. It's been an hour and a bit. Thanks for those that did tune in. If you don't mind liking, sharing. If not, that's all cool. I hope you enjoyed watching it, and I will see you in another video and another stream.